Good afternoon, everyone. It's the afternoon of December 27th, and a little late getting out to the stand, but my wife asked me if I was ready to go hunting tonight, and when she asked that, I took that as a sign from above that I was supposed to go hunting. So I quick jumped in the truck, headed south, and should be in the stand around 3:30 here. A little later than what I would hope, but it'll give me about an hour and a half of hunting there. But I've been planting some beans here early in April, or tried to get them in April, but didn't get them in until mid-June. And we're gonna go sit in the tower blind here tonight. High pressure, 41 degrees. I think it's gonna get colder on Monday and Tuesday this next week, but that's probably what we're gonna be getting for temperatures, 30s and 40s here for the late season. That being said, splits did show up last night in the heat. It was a heat wave, and he came out, and so I'm hoping that he shows up tonight. We at least get a glimpse of him. Hoping he shows up close enough to the tower blind to get a shot off. But looking forward to just finally getting back in the tree stand. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, and hope they have a Happy New Year as well coming up. But looking forward to tonight, and we'll just have to see what happens.
Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cuddyback, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, Wasp Archery, and Realtree.
We had to play a coyote call to clear the field. Holy cow. I'd hate to guess how many deer were out there in the field, but we couldn't really do a whole lot of talking. The short tine 10 ended up coming out at the end, the wide G3, so it was just a little bit too dark to shoot the wide, that short tine 10, but it was one of the target bucks we're after. Didn't see splits at all, but holy cow, that was a plethora of deer. So I'm hoping that after this rain comes through, that low pressure gets out of here, and that cold front comes through here for a couple of days. Hoping we get back out on Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday. So great night sit. Stay with us. Thanks for watching Outreach Outdoors Midwest Whitetail, and hopefully we'll see you back here early next week.
Hey, good morning. This is Ryan Graden here in central Iowa, and it's bright and early. It's just after 6 a.m. on December 30th. And this morning I'm heading out early because I want to try something new. The past week or so of the late muzzleloader season here in Iowa, it's just been a really strange thing. Temperatures have been extremely warm. The deer aren't always coming out to food plots or feeding because there's plenty of acorns still exposed in the woods. You know, in the evenings in the stands that I've sat, the deer just come out way too late. It's just nothing that I've used for years is working. And so I decided this morning that I'm going to get up and get out early and actually get down into one of our best bedding areas and hopefully wait for deer to come back into bed. And so that's why I'm trying to get out about an hour before sunup, to get the surprise, get the edge on the deer. We also got a little bit of snow last night, so we've had a bit of a cold snap now. It's supposed to get up in the high 30s today, so that snow probably won't last long, and it's not even an inch. It's maybe a quarter inch, maybe a half inch in some areas. So so we'll see what happens. We're going to get out there, get down the ravine into the bottom where there's quite a bit of bramble and bedding cover, and we're just going to sit tight, and I'm going to take the camera with. I've never filmed kind of in front of me on the ground, so we'll try that, and we'll just see what happens. We'll hope for the best, and maybe with luck one of our hit listers will come in. I don't know, we'll just see what happens. If we get a nice one that I'm happy with, I'm going to pull the trigger and hopefully fill a tag this morning. So stick with us and we'll see how it goes. Being greeted this morning by a few locals here. What you doing? All right, folks, we are down here in the bottom of the ravine. You can see kind of behind me here, and I'm sitting overlooking this kind of bowl of an area, and this is where the deer come to bed. Usually they come from the west. They come down this valley, and all this scrub and undercover here is where they bed. So I have about, oh golly, close shot up to about 100 yards here. So I'm hoping that something kind of follows the stream bottom, pops up here to bed, and if it's one of our hit listers, we can take a shot. So we'll sit tight. We're getting to that hour where things should be coming back into the timber. So sit tight. We'll see what happens here. Okay, guys. Well, we're gonna do a little spot and stalk. Got up out of the ravine. Nothing came through to that bedding area. But I've already walked around the corner and saw 3 bedded. So I tell you what, it's gonna be a little hard to spot and stalk with a camera, but we'll do our best. Sometimes your shots just are too quick, but I'm going to take it long. We're going to check a few bedding areas that might be a little more out of the wind, and then we will see if we can locate one of those hit lister bucks, and if he's bedded, we're going to take a shot. So stick with us. We'll see what happens. Well, I'm on my spot and stalk journey, and there's good sign here. I'm seeing tracks in the snow. So again, it just started snowing last night, so that means those tracks are within 24 hours. So we're going to follow those tracks and see what bedding areas those are going back to. And then in a spot and stalk, what I'm doing is just walking the tops of the ridge, playing the wind the right way, and then I'm just coming over and looking over the edge. A lot of times the deer will be bedded. With the wind today, that's working in my advantage too, because it's keeping me quiet, and the snow is keeping me quiet. So we'll follow these tracks, see where they go. Hopefully we get to a good bedding area where we can poke our head over the edge and see if we can't see something. Well, I'm making my way through the woods here, following the top of the ridges, and as I've said the last couple weeks, the deer are hitting the acorns, and I'll just show you some proof here. Here are some deer beds. So you got 1, 2, and a third right here. Now they're covered with snow, so that means they were here last night, but if you follow me right down over here, look at this. Now I've seen turkeys do this, but I went into this spot and these are hoof prints. Those are deer prints. There's some scat, but these are all deer scavenging for acorns. And there's another spot down the ridge there, and if I go around to the right here to the south, there's another spot. So what I'm seeing is the deer are content to be in the timber. They've got a lot of food. We had a good acorn crop this year. They just haven't left the timber, and there's no need to. until the snow gets too deep and they have to go out and scavenge in the fields. So if you're a timber deer hunter, keep that in mind. Key into those nut trees, those acorn trees, especially oaks, and you might get into some deer that are bedding near those areas. So we'll keep trucking here, see what we see. Okay, we're all reloaded here. He's about, I don't know, 60, 70 yards down this ravine, so we're gonna take it nice and easy, go down the ravine, make sure that he hasn't scooted off anywhere, wandered off, make sure that he's down, and then we'll figure out what to do next. Here we go. Here's one of the beds. One of the two bucks was there. And the other buck was bedded right there. And I believe I see him down here. Really good buck, look at that. Oh, nice. All right. Here we are, guys. Lay that down there. Look at that buck. Look at that buck. Big 2.5-year-old, maybe 3-year-old. And I'm sure I got trail camera pictures of him here. He's got kind of an odd, he got some growth off of here, but really happy with this. Man, it's been a heck of a couple weeks just trying to figure out where the deer are and what they're doing. And about a week ago I figured out that those deer are just staying in the woods. There's no reason to leave the woods. There's plenty of food, there's lots of acorns. And so I thought today I'd get up and try a little bit of a different tactic. So I went and sat near a bedding area early this morning. Nothing came in, but the wind was blowing. I knew the deer would be down in the bottoms. With the fresh snow, I knew any track that I saw was new. So I thought, man, I gotta try something different. So in past years I've done spot and stalk. And we live on a lot of flat, high flats with timber, deep ravines. And so it's very easy, especially on a windy day, to walk those flats as long as the wind's in your favor and just look down the ravines and see what's laying there. And I bumped a couple groups of does earlier, and I came around here and set the camera up, looked down, and sure enough there was 2 bucks. The first one I saw was a little 1.5 year old. And it's always good to, when you spot one, look for more, because there's 10 times out of 10 there's more. And I happened to look down on a little lower shelf and I saw these antlers kind of standing there like that, and that was big enough for me. So I dialed in the scope and had kind of a side high chest shot. So I shot him, in fact I can see it's right here, and it looks like it went down and did a job, because he never got out of his bed. When I hit him, he just rolled over, thrashed a little bit, and then rolled down right to here. So I'm happy, and the good thing is the road's just 100 yards away. So we'll get this guy tagged up, get him drugged down to the road, and that is it for the 2019-20 Iowa muzzleloader season. Very happy. God has blessed us with a great season. All the girls got great bucks, and now I'm filling my second deer tag this season with a nice respectable buck. So freezer's full, and thanks for being with us. This is Ryan Graden with a successful spot and stalk late season muzzleloader hunt here in central Iowa. And we're hunting for Midwest whitetails and outreach outdoors. We'll see you again soon.